Hello, hello, hello. It is Stadia GP time. Welcome to the weekend. My name's Sammy on Stadia, and this weekend of Stadia GP Round 2, I will be one of your commentators and your host throughout this preview show. We're just going to have some nice fun. I'm going to go some unranked lobbies. For those of you that are familiar with, I guess, my parent channel, Cloud of the Charts of Games, we're going to do some nice unranked lobbies similar to what you find in those player-alongs. So let's load one up. I'm going to start one new. And the first thing I'm going to do is turn game chat off. Unitrick, thank you very much for joining in chat. If you want to join in the game as well, you've just seen me set up an unranked lobby. It will be under Sammy on Stadia. Don't forget to check out my other content on this channel and also on Cloud of the Charts of Games, where, as I mentioned, it's Stadia GP weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, 2 days, 2 events, qualifying and the race. 100% all the way through. So 100% length qualifying, the 3-part knockout system, which any F1 fan will be familiar with. If you're not familiar with it, it's very easy. I'll explain it later on in the stream. And then a 100% race with, well, it will have simulation damage and strict corner cutting. Tonight, because we're doing some unranked lobbies, it's going to be casual. We're going to go down to reduced damage. We're going to put it on regular corner cutting stringency. We're going to turn race starts to assisted, just to give people a chance. The one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put one-shot qualifying on, because I do kind of want to do a bit more on qualifying stuff. We'll set up a few tracks. I'm not going to go through all the list, but we're going to start with Australia. Melbourne will be the track we're holding the Grand Prix on this weekend. We'll do France, then Singapore. There's actually a decent mix of tracks there. I'll use multiplayer cars today, so you can change the colour and the aesthetic of those cars. I've gone for that rather striking yellow and black livery. We've got all sorts of car livery ideas and suggestions that have gone around in Stadia GP competitors. I've had to compile them all. We've got a very good range, all unique and a lot, well, all distinctive. Some of them very distinctive. I'm not going to say who just yet, but we have got one which I did actually say, wow, that's an impressive livery. So we're going to just sit back and wait for people to join. Stadia GP is it's kind of one of my brain shards. It's not just about the racing. I want Stadia GP to be about the experience. So you'll notice we're going live at 6:30 rather than 7 o'clock. The action will start at 7 o'clock. If you just want to watch the racing and the qualifying, then 7 o'clock is the right time. 6:30 till 7, we've got a little bit of a build-up show which I've been compiling over the last few weeks. We're going to be trying some things out. We've got some interviews with some of the competitors, a little bit of fun. Hoping that goes down well, and if you like that, let us know. We'll see if we can get some more of it later on. I'm going to ready up. We've already got a few people joining the lobby. Mikey, I believe I've seen in some lobbies I've been in before, and NDA Chama or Enda Chama. I've got no idea how you pronounce those names, but yeah, we're going in for our first qualifying. Now, one-shot qualifying is very simple. You get in the car, drive a lap of the track as quickly as you can. Usually it's saying 7 o'clock in the morning. No, it'll be 7 o'clock in the evening. I can't be up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a weekend. I can barely be up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. Just ask my parents. But we will go around for one-shot qualifying. It'll be a lap of the track. You only get, as the name suggests, one shot, one opportunity to go flat out around the track. And let's see what that goes. So breaking into the first corner, the first chicane, turns 1 and 2. This track is categorized as a street circuit, which means it's fairly narrow, fairly tight, and you'll see that instead of the massive amounts of grass and gravel that Silverstone, our previous Stadia GP venue, had, lift off the corner, really shouldn't have done that. You'll notice the walls are very close. around there. You can easily run into that wall there. There are some grass and gravel traps, but it can be very, very punishing to go offline and have a crash. Oh, that was awful, that fast chicane. Ruben, Jem, thanks very much for joining. Crazy Sammy, I know. You'd have to be crazy to do something like Stadia GP. I'm going to try organising it, mate. I've made a mess of the second half. That is annoying because I think I was on course pole position at the start of this qualifying session. I think I've dropped back and I think I'm going to end up qualifying third. We'll find out in a few minutes. Good news is let me go on a bit further, so maybe I got second at about. Maybe there's someone who hasn't finished. Yep, second. Jem, Ruben, if you guys want to join in, come alongside for some Stadia GP, just some unranked lobbies, similar to what we did last time out, and the crowded play alongs. Nice couple of hours unranked lobbies, just going through, racing around, having a laugh. And yeah, you see Mikey there for 123.5. My lap time of 125.6 isn't bad. I can do that race consistently, but I should have been a lot closer to pole. And Jem has joined. I mean, I missed the little thing at the bottom that says Jem has joined session. Hoping it allows you to join in the race. We can't look all the way behind us. Always fun watching these men. You know, if it's absolutely pouring down with rain in this, these people will still be there in those positions. No umbrellas, they'll just be getting absolutely soaked. Ruben, you crash normally in these lobbies. We've got going. Jem is in. I've got a much better start than Mikey. I'm on the inside of him for turn one. Play the apex and just run him out wide. I've got a feeling he might have had some choice words for me because he's dropped all the way down to fourth now. I was absolutely fine with that, taking a good lead. There you go, taking the corner flat out. I lifted on my qualifying lap. I really should have done better. Into third chicane. This chicane won't exist when the F1 cars come around to race on the real life track. I believe that's going to be in November, the Australian Grand Prix this year. They are remodelling the track. Okay, I had to lift off quite a bit through that. Danny Stadia's joined. As Sammy on Stadia, I get to pick out a lot of the usernames with Stadia in them. Mikey's left the session, that's a shame. But I better control to disconnect, which is never fun. It's back. I thought I'd have to reconnect it. I don't know what's happening back there, but even amongst all of that, I'm going to pause the game whilst I'm on the straight, let the AI take over, and then brake at the right moment there. But I'm going to end up winning this by quite a bit, it seems. I've got some damage on the front wing, so you'll notice I might have to lift off through this corner coming up, just because I've got a slight... Oh no, that was fine, because the left-hand side of the wing, which is where the downforce was needed during that corner, that's still intact. If I turn ghosting off. Whoa, hello. that fast chicane, I really hate. I cannot seem to get it right. When I did my F2 Challenge series way back, I was a younger man back then, but I made a mess of that fast chicane. Went out onto the gravel and spun my car, hit the tyre. I was really annoyed at myself.
Great work. That's a new
That's
fastest
racing, I
lap of the
guess.
race.
127. I know I can go a lot faster than that. Let's see what fuel I've got. Yeah, almost a whole lap of reserve fuel. Kick it up into rich mix and start burning off those reserves. Like that, like that. Oh! Powerful first sector, but I had to lift off a lot coming out of that corner. That's going to compromise me all the way down to about here. Get to slam the brakes, hit the apex. I did the curbs on the way out. Fast chicane again, hold on tight everyone. Slight lift, and even then I'm right over on the car. Oh! That'll teach me flicking down at chat. That's both end plates gone, which is going to have an effect on the downforce. I'm not going to have as much grip. It shows in a corner like that, which should be flat out. Ruben's sending me to pit. You know what, 40 seconds. I might, but I don't want to change the front wings, so let's adjust that in settings. It's a bit... Visions of the car just getting onto the grass and spinning round. I'll only have one more lap after this, it'll be fine. Now I'll have fresh tyres, so I'll get a bit of grip from those. He's left the session, aren't he? Why is he not pitting up? I'll come into the pits at the end of this lap. I can't remember what race it was, but there was one driver who didn't come into the pits lap after lap after lap whilst he was being pulled. And then he ran out of fuel. Now these were back in the days where refueling was a thing, so it's a bit
now.
It's a bit unfair. That wouldn't happen in today's Formula 1 cars, but it does make me chuckle a little bit every time I hear that story. Jem admitting he took the other two players out. I've said this before, what if people realise that you're a content creator and start seeing your videos, Jeff? They say, I know that guy, he took me out of an F1 race. There we go, had to cut that corner a little bit to keep it flat out. I'm in lead now, so I'm... Whoa! Chicane that won't exist. Cars actually come round to race in real life. Right up against the wall, braking, lifting off, and still right on the limit there. These two corners, which apparently are the corners that Duncan's having problems with. I can understand having problems with the second one. lifting off. Oh, blimey, that was very nearly crashed into the wall at the last minute. Ruben, Jem's not actually racing when he's typing. He's paused the game and let the AI take over. Now I've done that a couple of times on straights when I've been sorting out my stuff. But yeah, that's how he's doing it. If people want to join, there is, as there typically is twice a week, there's an unranked lobby under Sammy on Stadia. Please do come and join. AI mode. Easy for me to say. I'm not going to catch up to Sammy. Oh. It was a shame I got such a massive advantage at the start. There you go. We all pitted. I'm still 20 seconds ahead. So. It's just us two left. Everyone else decided to go. That's please stay. Please join. Please. I'm gonna be whining all night now, aren't I? I'm gonna ready up, and hopefully if people see we're in a race, it might help them make them want to join. I also might change the cars. We might go to some classic cars. Ruben says wait for me. I'll go on, man. Yeah, Ruben and Jem 1v1. Now I'll just stay out front. Yeah, you can fight for second. That seems fair. We'll join after qualifying. So we ready up, and then any second now. For 20 seconds, if Jem doesn't click A, or if he does, we'll join immediately. Unitrix says he has a temptation to join and use touch controls. That could be interesting, using touch controls on this game. Actually, yeah, if you're able to, obviously, if you've got more important stuff to do, which, let's be fair, compared to playing video games, you might well have more important stuff to do. Right, car setup. I want to change the setup this time for increased top speed. There is a long straight on this track, interrupted by a chicane right in the middle of it. Wide on the first corner. I don't know the French track as well as I should. Oh, I certainly don't know it in the dry. For some reason, 80% of the races I've driven on this track have been in the wet. Well, a little bit of corner cutting there. Thankfully, the game let me get away with it. Down straight. Now, in some versions of the track, you don't have that chicane, and you'll literally go flat out all the way through. Because it's France and it's a long straight, they had to put a couple of chicanes in there. That's a Le Mans joke, if anyone actually knows what I'm talking about. And anyone know the Le Mans track? I probably know the Le Mans track better than... Whoa! It's a warning for corner cutting. Waiting for a final corner. Straighten the car up. Not putting any steering input in as drive across the line. I got a feeling I got in that time. It'll show up and it'll give me first pole position, starting at the front. Which means Jem's going to crash into me from behind. Four set jar. Hopefully the race will be better for you. Space Ace is back. Thank you very much for joining. Well, assuming you're in chat. If you're in chat, then say hello. If you're not, then I guess you can't hear what I'm saying. So who cares? Thank you very much for joining, whoever you are, wherever you're listening. Wait for the session to start. So it's myself, Gem alongside me, Space Days behind. 5 lights are on, and we're underway. French round. I have to be very careful. I had to try and work out when to brake because I knew Gem was right behind me. He's got a much better run than me. He's giving me a nudge. Go on, then. Go on, then. All right, you think you're faster than me? Go on. No? Right. That's okay. I'll duck in for a bit more of a slipstream. Where does Space Dace go? Space Dace? Not much of an ace, is it? Gem driving very defensively there. Or if you're one of the bollards, he's driving very aggressively.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
I had to back out the throttle because I wasn't convinced he was going to let me go side by side with him there. Gem's playing Demolition Derby again. I'm not surprised at this. It happens every now and again. Ruben, you said you were joining. That's your Space Days. He says his controller's acting up. Is that it's not connecting to the PC or it's not connecting to Stadia? So Jim gets fastest lap there by virtue of the fact he's... Oh, I tried to run it around the outside of him. He was very defensive. I knew he's likely to be compromised. Oh yeah, I'm trying to actually race against Gem. It's clear he's playing Demolition Derby with me. And he's just fast enough to make that work. Because all my ribbing of him, and all my frustrations at him playing Demolition Derby when I'm trying to race fair, he is a very fast racer. I made a mistake on that chicane. You can see he's just that little bit further away from me now. I think side by side going through this corner on the last lap. Both of us running very wide there. I get a much better exit from the corner.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
I'm steering hard right.
Okay, clear.
And that's the story of how I beat Gem. I was steering hard right, all the way down that straight. It's fairly impressive. Won't work wide, what does it say? Controller won't work wide, can? Are you not able to connect it? Did you buy an Xbox a couple of weeks ago? An Xbox controller, you... See, this is going to be a good test because I said earlier Gem is a good racer. Now he's got 4 seconds to catch up on me. I'll be very interested to see whether he can do that. Or whether he can catch any of that, actually. I've got some damage. That's not to say he hasn't got any damage at all. I'm fairly certain he's got some damage as well. We were side by side for enough of Enough of that last lap. If Jem pits this lap, no. If Jem pits, I'll go into the pits on the next lap. I'm quite happy to put us both on the same strategy. Oh, there's a bit bad. Could definitely do better there. .9. I think I've got the edge on him. I think I'm beating Jem. Gonna make it 2 wins out of 2. It's my first clean lap, so I wonder what I'll get in terms of lap time from it. What was my fastest lap time before? 1:37. Oh, a little bit wide. Taking a later apex. Straightens the car up early, of course, but which means you're going slightly faster into the next corner. But it's not as optimal. Oh, a bit wide there. Picks up the apex at the end. Ah, I've been sent a message from someone. That's okay. I've seen it pop up on the phone. And there we go. 1:35.
Keep this up.
Can't quite get that second part, first sector correct, and I've not got all my front wing. Look, I'll get rid of the heads-up display there, so you can see on the left-hand side you've got that black sort of rectangular type thing. That's the end plate on the front wing. So that's what helps control the air flowing over the car. It's the air flowing over the car which gives the car its downforce, which means it's able to grip, which means I can go through this corner without lifting off. Whereas even if you're in a very fast car, we're talking Ferraris, Lamborghinis, supercar type cars with those types of speed and performance, you wouldn't go round the corners as fast as you would in an F1 car. That's because of these little shapes on the wings, on the front and rear of the car, stuff at the side of the car that you can see. It just helps control the airflow and gives the car more grip around the corners. The trick is to get the airflow, reducing the downforce and getting grip around the corners, but not letting that slow you down going down the straights. And what you find a lot of real life road cars do now is active aero. So you'll see the rear ring will start not just flexing but actively moving depending on how fast the car's going, what kind of grip you want it to have over the corners. In F1 they had a version of that in the 1990s, but quickly realised that if they didn't ban it there and then F1 cars would be so fast and so dangerous that it wouldn't be viable as a sport ethically. So they had to get rid of it. So these cars will have, I won't even call it rigid aerodynamics, but the aerodynamics are a lot more stable. They won't move around as much. But that means if it gets knocked off, of course, you're at a performance disadvantage. So winning that race with Gem in second and Space Dace a little bit further behind. Maybe that track wasn't to his liking, we'll find out. Hopefully he sticks around for the third race, which I believe I set as Singapore. I wanted 3 random tracks. I say 3 random tracks. I knew I was going to start with Australia. I might do what's going to be the European summer with F1 2021. I might do Zandvoort, Spa and Monza, the next 3 tracks. Singapore, if you only see one race on TV each year, I'd thoroughly recommend it being Singapore. It's a street race, a little bit like Albert Park, except this one's actually held on the streets, at grandstands, but it's also held at night. So the whole track is floodlit. I believe it's about 8,000 times brighter than a football stadium. An incredible spectacle because they do the aerial shots overhead, and the Singapore city looks possibly black. You get a few city lights showing up, but the racetrack itself, there's no missing that. It is bright white. It's like really string, and someone's just sort of draped it over Singapore City. It is absolutely incredible to see. The racing itself, there are a lot of very good racing moments around Singapore. Recently, it's decided quite a lot of championships. Of course, I say all this, and then what does it do? The game gives us Singapore in daylight, which, I'll be honest, isn't as much of a spectacle. And if you're listening to me talk about all this sounds reasonably fun, but I don't know whether I like F1 as a sport. Then, if you have Netflix, I can fully recommend a series called Formula 1 Drive to Survive. It's been going for a couple of seasons now, and it's a real life documentary series based around what's actually going in the F1 paddock. And there's some brilliant stories. It follows some incredible people. You'll be on the edge of your seats at moments. You'll be laughing. You'll be watching in disbelief at moments. It goes into some of the stories behind the drivers and why they came into F1. It goes into team owners and all the management side. Drivers' livelihoods. I'm really impressed. I'm trying to glance over the camera, but as you can tell, there's a lot of corners on the Singapore circuit. And even talking there, I missed that one a few seconds ago. Great, get that out through the last ones. Finish line comes up early, and I'm hoping that still puts me on pole. Indeed it does. Pole position once again. The XP and 39.7. 139.7. Hold on a minute. Because in my head, the Singapore pole times are normally about 140 something. Qualifying. Have I accidentally been very good at this track all along? Let's try that. So, there you go. Pole position last time was 136. Okay, so there you go. That's an interesting comparison. So the real life F1 drivers, Charles Leclerc in 2019 set a lap time in qualifying 3 seconds quicker than me just then. Oh boy, wet. Now, Singapore at night in the wet is absolutely ridiculous. because, of course, the floodlights reflect off the rainwater. Is Jem getting a bit of payback, I'm sure, but I'm not sure I'll be able to catch him up.
It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
I'm to be very smooth on putting the power down, coming out the corners. You don't want the wheels to spin because that means you're not getting the traction. Might be able to feel the car sliding a little bit coming out of that corner. Yep, Jem, I hate that corner too.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Able to reclaim a position at the front. It's asking me about changing strategy, pitting for a front wing. Jem's going very slow on the one bit of track which always worries me because, well, the first Singapore Grand Prix was a very controversial race, where actually the winner of that race, Fernando Alonso, benefited hugely, and I'm choosing my words very carefully at this point, benefited very, very much from his teammate crashing at a particular point on the track, at a particular point in the race. Now, his teammate has since come out and said that the team management had expressly asked him to crash at that particular point to bring out a safety car because it will benefit his teammate. Now, the reason I'm being careful, because this was all proven, is the one thing that we don't, and probably never will, is how much Fernando Alonso knew about this. No, I'm hoping, because Fernando Alonso is a great driver. He doesn't need his teammates helping him at that extent. He doesn't need that. But we honestly don't know. Right, Jem puts it. I'm also definitely going to pit.
Your front wing is damaged. Expect a lot of understeer unless we replace it.
Come into the pits and we'll replace it. I was going to anyway. I'm definitely going to now, but I've lost a chunk more time. And that means it's going to be very close with Jem coming out. You know, that means it's going to be a close race. But I'm sure you guys would enjoy watching a close race a lot better than me talking about what happened in 2008 on this track. So I'd be a little bit quiet there whilst I was coming into the pits. So come in, he's going to take the front wing off, he's going to put a new one on. And there you go, my team is Stigs.
Release.
Got me out of the pits. It's an 8.4 second stop. That's pretty good with a front wing change. You'd expect a normal pit stop in Real life F1 sometimes be quicker than 2 seconds just to change all 4 tyres, which is absolutely ridiculous. How they're able to change all 4 tyres on an F1 car in less than 2 seconds is incredible. You know, it's one of the biggest bits of evidence you can have for technology coming into F1. Disto, yes, at least I'm guaranteed a podium. Thank you very much, Distortion, my co-commentator for Stadia GP. Enjoying a night off. Thank you very much. Eeyore Monday has joined in the lobby. Thank you very much. I know I've seen you in plenty of streams. So if you're watching today, thank you very much. If you're not watching, it doesn't really matter what I say. Yeah, hello anyway. It's 2-second penalty exceeded track limits. I disagree with that penalty because it was slow. It was a lot slower for the race. Right. That corner was a lot easier now. I've got downforce and I'm able to pay attention to what I'm doing. But yeah, Fernando Alonso's teammate crashed at pretty much from that point. Did try and explain what I meant by deliberately getting the back end to slide out a little bit, because that's what he did. He just stepped on the throttle far too hard, and the back end swung round. It was a very, very foolish crash, and it's shocking that it took almost a year for the truth to come out about that. There was a wet Singapore Grand Prix in, I think that was 2017, and that one was actually very crucial for the championship. You had Sebastian Vettel in his Ferrari fighting Lewis Hamilton in, of course, his Mercedes. But it's, someone's cooking pizza downstairs, I can smell it. It's going to be distracting for the next half hour now. Whoa! Just a little bit too far. But what happened at the start of 2017?
But only a few laps left. If you can live with it, stay out.
Well, literally a little bit. You can see that's slightly more yellowish shade of green. Yeah, wet start.
45.1 seconds.
Thanks, Jeff. But what happened in the 2017 race was there was a crash at the start where Kimi Raikkonen, Sebastian Vettel's teammate at the time, lost control, went across the path of another car. In doing so, that car sputting round, which you've seen happen. I think I did it to Jem earlier today in dry conditions in France. That speared him into Sebastian Vettel, which took him out. And after that race, Sebastian Vettel pretty much lost any chance of getting the championship because Lewis Hamilton was about to go on an unbeaten streak for a number of races afterwards. We didn't know at the time, of course, but looking back at the season, that was the pivotal moment. Called it one of the most dramatic moments in the season, and they were right. It was a race that Ferrari should have won, and they took each other out, and you can trace the championship being lost back to that one race. happily throttle and go right up alongside the barrier at the end, that corner. That corner used to be a really tricky little chicane, and the drivers hated it, so they changed it. So it made the cars look absolutely silly, and they were right. But the problem is, that was the reason why everyone loved that chicane, because it made the cars look silly. Around the last few corners, back under the grandstand. Yep, that's right. The grandstand goes over the track. Capolastro has joined, a familiar face from the Cloudy play-alongs. He's often joined the lobbies. Across the line, 204.6. That's pretty good in the wet. You can't quite compare lap times in the wet to real life because obviously it's different conditions, and this version of wet might be very different to the version of wet that happened in real life. My stomach's going to be rumbling for the rest of the stream now because they're cooking pizza downstairs. It's not for me, it's my sister, but I can smell it and it's absolutely lovely and I want some. It's going to be difficult for the rest of the stream. I'm going to go for probably another hour. So, in fact, this was originally supposed to be a co-stream with Stadia that we were talking about that at one point, and unfortunately for this week, certainly that had to fall by the wayside due to his work commitments. But we did have those discussions. Hopefully you'll see a bit more in the future. We're looking at trying to do a bit more stuff together. Obviously, great content creator, really enjoying his streams on Red Dead, and of course his recent triumph on his 24-hour stream. Big success for that. Big story of a couple of weekends ago. Gem's crossed the line for second place. I'm not going to say last because second place is still very impressive. Singapore in the wet is probably about as tricky as it gets for this game. You can see that was going to be very, very difficult for both of us. Once I managed to get past Gem and get rid of him a little bit, because he was going to drive into my car. I know he's going to do that. That's fine. It's the ones that don't let you know, don't make their decisions blindingly obvious. They're going to crash into you. Those are the ones that I hate. But yeah, thank you very much. If you guys want to join in, of course, unranked lobby, understanding on Stadia. I did say the next 3 tracks would be the middle 3 in the 2021 calendar. So normally it's been Belgium and Italy towards the end of August, beginning of September. This year they're joined by Zandvoort in the Netherlands, returning to the calendar after some 30 odd years away. Now the question is, do I go for another round on qualifying or another round on multiplayer cars? Do I change it up a bit? So I want to do some classic cars again. No, I'm gonna ready up for multiplayers. Space Ace is back. Some pretty apes and Froggy. Don't know who he is. It's just some people have those usernames that you enjoy saying in a cute way, like Froggy. Gem doesn't quite have the same appeal to it, but of course Gem's got different appealing qualities. Love you, Gem. try to get Meg playing this game. Megatron X. Maybe one day. Pizza, yeah, yes, Jeb, yes, pizza. And it's really, really frustrating me. I have eaten, but, you know, right, let's try Zandvoort. Zandvoort. Preset 3. Got no idea, really. No idea what to expect for Eeyore Monday. He says he has no idea what he's doing, so plans to stay in the back. You never know. That could be a very good strategy. Zandvoort is quite a tight circuit. Much like Australia, we mentioned earlier, the walls are very close. So there's a good chance that there'll be some crashes and a few people won't be finishing this race. Be quiet during this lap a little bit because I don't know this track as well. I'm always a little bit worried that we will end up doing a Stadia GP around just about every single track on the F1 calendar. But for Zandvoort, I can't prepare in the same way. Because for the Stadia GP we did around Silverstone in January, I watched a lot of the races around Silverstone. For the Stadia GP we got coming up this weekend, Australia, I've watched a lot of the races around Australia. There hasn't been many races around Zandvoort for the last 30 years. Well, F1 races anyway. Turning, but I just had a wheel on the gravel. That's probably cost me pole position because that's the run down to the line. I've probably lost pole position there. I'm just going to hope I'm second and not third. I'm fairly certain I'll beat Jem. Yeah, you see? A couple of attempts against Kappa last year. I could have had that. I could have had that. Space Days. Taking it casually, learning the track. This might well be Eeyore Monday's first lap around this track. Uh-oh, Raikkonen's joined. So Raikkonen is one of our competitors for Stadia GP. And indeed he was one of the competitors on second place in our first Stadia GP back in January. So he's one of the front runners and one of the faster racers in the community. There you go, Igor. You set a lap time not too much slower than Space Days, so you might be able to race with him. And don't worry about it. As long as you're having fun in the game, just enjoying it, I don't mind. And if you're not enjoying it, you'd much rather watch, then that's fine by me as well. I don't mind. Watch, race, as long as you guys are having fun, I don't mind. As I said, we'll go on for probably another hour, and then it'll be 10:30 here, so I'm going to have plenty of stuff that needs doing. Blimey. The week's not over for me yet. I need to check. Distortion, if you're still in chat, in relation to your Twitter message, that's Jim. Oh, of course I get the warning. Mikey. Got history with Mikey, of course, in the first race. I was rather harsh on him. So Capilastri just cleared off of it. I blame you, Jem. Chazo 35475 is joining. Jim's racing cleanly for all these other guys. Not sure what happened to Froggy there. I think he tried to jump over the curb. No. So this way, if you're still in chat, yep, that's fine. Let me have the file when it's ready. Get that link sent to me was before the end of the stream would be brilliant.
Green flag.
Gave him the night off, he's probably not in. Couple Astros not as far ahead as I thought he was going to be at this point. The problem is I've got to get past Gem, which isn't going to be easy. To be fair, it's not easy to get past Gem even when he's not playing Demolition in Darwin. Steering hard left, steering hard left, hard left. Wasn't steering at all there. Well, you all saw it. I did tell you it was going to happen.
Yellow flag.
What?
Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Oh, that corner's awful with damage. So you can see I'm going a lot slower. The car just isn't responding at all. That's what happens when you lose downforce. Just wasn't not able to control it at all. I'm going to have to come into the pits. I can't do another 3 laps. Pit crew comes out, and what was we up to pit time before? It was 8.6, so we can compare it to this one. 8.4. There we go, slightly faster. And the good news about this is I'm going to come out just in front of the likes of Froggy and Space Ace. Might they have a bit of fun with them. I set it into the lean fuel mode because I want to go for fastest lap. Going fastest lap means I need as much fuel in the bank that I can get. Challenge complete, well drilled. What? I guess I'll find out what that is later. And then into rich mix, so this will burn off a lot more fuel, acceleration, giving me a lot more power coming out the corners. I'm going to go flat out for all of this.
This is your final lap of the race.
Your Monday is being
Okay,
lapped.
the gap behind find is 4.7
Getting out of the way, thank you very much. But we're looking at that green 2 decimal place number. We want that to be as close to 0 without going under by the time I've crossed the line.
Gap to car in front is 17.3 seconds.
Obviously you see that uses a lot more fuel coming out of the corners because that's when you're accelerating. A lot more energy through the car. Purple first sector, which means it's fast as the ball. Green second sector, meaning it was my personal best, but not the fastest of all. Decent exit from that final corner. Powering through, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Perfect, that 113. See, I could only have done that with a bit of space on the track. I knew it was quick. I knew I messed up qualifying, which is why Capellastre got pole. Space Dace and Euro Monday having interesting times with their cars. Let's see if I can get up what fastest that was. Yeah, so my fastest lap was a 1:13.2 compared to a 1:14.3 for Capellastre. I'm going to be fair, I don't know how hard Capo was pushing. It could be that he wasn't pushing particularly hard and decided to stroll to that win. Just go at a leisurely pace. You don't have to win in the fastest lap times, you just have to be first across the aim of the game for a lot of people is to win at the slowest possible speed, which of course is just that little bit faster than everyone else. Yeah, obviously I was pushing for specifically for fastest lap, so I was taking a lot more risk. Only 1 point extra. I only get 1 point for fastest lap. Capellastre gets 25 for winning the race. Kev Beckham, that's only one. A name like that, I kind of recognise it. There we go. Expect Raikkonen to be winning, or at least challenging at the front in a lot of these races. Raikkonen, I will just say this is an unranked lobby. It is cloudy play along style. Jem in particular has been playing Demolition Derby. So yeah, you know what might happen. There we go. Spa 1 lap qualifying, longest track on the calendar. Spa, just over 7 kilometers long. As a result, when we come to do the races here, it's only 44 laps. But I think a lot of people will agree it's one of the most fun tracks. Thank you very much, Google. I saw my Google lit up, so I thought I'd just mute it just in case something does happen. First time. Just a quick query. If you are new to the channel, guys, thank you very much for stopping by. I do streams on a regular basis, multiple times a week, using cloud gaming platforms, so like Google Stadia, Nvidia GeForce Now, Sony's PlayStation Now. Hopefully, once they're available to me, I want to branch out to and Shadow and other cloud platforms. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Just let me know you've enjoyed my content, and hopefully I'll see you around for a bit more in future. If you could also give a quick like to the Cloudy with Games YouTube channel, click subscribe over there. The other 2 days, the other 2 evenings for Stadia GP will be held over on that channel. It will still be with me, it will still be on F1 2020 on Stadia, but it will be held over on their channel rather than mine. I shouldn't have been talking during that because I messed up that hairpin. Although, to be fair, that hairpin it doesn't really matter as much. There's multiple lines you can take through that. That's out through Rouge and then completely messing up the rest of it. So that's pole abandoned, especially against Viken. Through the Lake chicane. Down the hill into Vivage. Blimey, I'm understeering. I think that's No Name Bend, which does actually have a name, but I can't remember what it is. I always remember the name of these corners. It's Pouhon. That's Pouhon. Dirty-minded people. He said poo. That's absolutely awful. Did I put this on minimum downforce, maximum top speed? That'll explain why. What I really should do when I'm choosing my setup, what I really should do is pay attention. There we go. Launch runs flat out. Heavy braking for the bus stop. Missed the first apex. Fling to the second one far too much. And then straight line, minimal steering input across the line. So I reckon I'm probably 3rd on the grid based on the people in the lobby. I didn't necessarily have them in that order. I had Capelastre instead of Mikey. But you can see there, Viken a 140.3, 2.3 seconds ahead of even Mikey, who's a further 3/10 of a second ahead of me. At some point, I ought to explain how qualifying for the Stadia GP and indeed F1 races in general work. So, it's a qualifying hour, and it starts off with an 18-minute session where the cars will go out on track, and the aim of the game is to set the fastest lap time you can. You can take as many laps as you can, although you've got limited tyres and you don't want to use all of those up. And you can you set the fastest lap times, and the top 15, 20 cars will go through into the next session. The bottom 5 get knocked out, so you've got to try and set a fast lap time. Otherwise, you'll be starting at the bottom 5 places of the grid, which isn't going to be good. Brian Evolved's invited me to play, and I knew there was something I'd forgotten. But Brian Evolved is streaming my Club Stadia. I'm going to send him a quick message on the YouTubes. Thank you very much for sticking with me now that I've said that Brian Evolved is playing. Invite, but playing F1 instead. Sorry. But yeah, of course, loads of people now got Brian's streaming. I'll go over to him. Oh, that's fun. I've got the utmost respect for Brian with Club Stadia. Gave me one of my first big moments in game streaming. Back in the day in August. Sorry, Viken. If it helps, I also got hit. Oh boy, these guys don't know I've got less downforce.
Be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
Which normally means that corner's very scary. I thought I'd have to brake or run very wide, and I actually managed to. Well. Capo!
Check your FFD for a new. That looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
See, I've been racing with Jem, and that's not happened. I've not had to retire. Alright. booted into the wall. That's racing. That's racing. That's annoying. Oh well. Oh. Of course, Club Stadia. Back in the day, I was playing PGA Tour 2K21 and qualified, but just for his Chubbs Memorial Cup on the August Bank Holiday weekend, and shocked the world by myself included by winning. At this time, I wasn't dive bombing. I was not dive bombing. That was a legitimate attempt at overtaking, which he then turned in on me, and then that was it. I was put in the wall. I can tell it was deliberate because once he didn't turn away, he just kept hitting me. Either way, it's all good fun. It's racing. It's an unbanked lobby. I might be the only one that's retired. I don't care. It means I get to spectate. And we get to watch one of the best F1 races on Stadia weekend. He drives with a lot of the assists, so I drive with a lot of assists on. The main one that will be obvious is the racing line. It's showing in bright green. Who was it? I believe it was Mikey that got me in the end, Gem. I think you tapped me coming out of the first corner, though. You were entirely innocent in that short 30 seconds. Mikey races with very few assists and is right on board with him now, going through the corners. Names I can't remember. Sets 1 and 2. Gandar has said he's retired from the session. Adam8276 has joined. Adam8276, if you are in chat, let me know if you're interested. We do have 1 or 2 spaces for the Stadia GP. And I know you have asked in the past about if you want to join. Oh, you look at that. Everyone's joining now. Wow. There's some familiar names from previous multiplayer lobbies. Which I don't stream stuff, which I just do because guess what? I like this game. I like this game in real life. It's really frustrating that we're not announced it coming to F1 2021 coming to Stadia yet. I won't talk about that too much. I'll not talk about that too much. I'm not really frustrated and heartbroken. No. Of course not. I didn't look at prices for GTX 1660 so I could run it at the recommended specifications when it comes out. I didn't do that. I didn't then find out that's actually cheaper than buying a console. I didn't do any of that. Just to point out, I did not go and find out that a graphics card capable of running F1 2021 is cheaper. I didn't. I just didn't. Oh, I know why they're joining now. They do their Friday league race, and that probably finished about 10 minutes ago. So they said, right, let's go into the online lobbies. Oh, look, Samuel Stadia, I know him. Join. M8276 says, hello. Yes, he just finished SRC. Yeah, see? Smart. Adam8276, I did message you a while ago on Stadia about joining the second Stadia GP. We didn't receive an application form from you. Would you still be interested in joining? Let me know in chat, or if you don't want to let me know in chat in a public way, then send me a message on Discord or something. Let me know if you'd be interested in joining Stadia GP, and I can try and get you in. I thought Viking was good. What happened? What on earth happened? So he lost it at the top of the scariest piece of track on the F1 calendar. The sort of actually piece of track this guy's coming up to now, Kev Beckham. So you've got, this is quite a steep hill, Eau Rouge, and then right at the top there you've got Radion. He lost it there in his car. We've just gone past it. Adam says he can't make it. That's a shame. That's a shame. Hope to see you in chat. If you can't watch it live, then go watch it on catch up. I'm absolutely certain it'll be a brilliant race. I'm really looking forward to what we've got to put on for you. Gandara says, I think F1 2021 will come to Stadia. It will be Resident Evil was a late stealth drop too. Google loves doing that for some reason. Yeah, this is the thing. Google, I don't know if it's Google or whether it's Stadia. I don't know who's making these decisions, but they don't advertise what games are coming to Stadia at the same time as when they're coming to other platforms. And Resident Evil is a good example. Little Nightmares 2 is the example I love to use again and again and again, because they could have announced ages ago that was coming to Stadia Pro, and they didn't, and people pre-ordered it on other platforms because they thought, oh, it's not coming to Stadia, or at least it won't be coming to Stadia day and date, and they definitely won't think it was coming to Stadia Pro. And then it did, and we thought, oh, pre-order it elsewhere. What do we do? It's frustrating, and I want F1 2021 to come to Stadia. I'm sure the majority of people in chat and lobby would love to come. MS Stadium, thank you very much, Stadium, for joining. If you want to pick up a controller, join us playing some F1 2020, and we'd be glad to have you. We've got people of all skill levels and abilities. We've even got Jem in the lobby. I mean, look at Jem. His car hasn't even got a front wing. He explains why he's 33 seconds behind. Mikey come through. We've got people who will go extremely fast and then crash. I was in third and fighting for top two when I crashed. Viken was leading when he crashed. Thank you very much for joining. Mystic Rain, just getting crashes out of the system today, Viken. Oh, I don't know what happened. I was watching. I was absolutely gobsmacked. I went silent for a few seconds afterwards. Ruben, I was crashed into multiple times. Only one of them by Jem, but I was crashed into multiple times. Mikey crosses the line to take a win he probably didn't think was going to happen. He qualified second, but Viken cleared off. But it's not where you start, it's where you finish. Mikey has taken that and won. Excuses. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I crashed it. That one wasn't my fault. Some crashes are my fault. That one wasn't. Kev Beckham comes through to take third place. Very good. I think that's his first race in the long. I don't know. He joined at the same time as the other SRC guys. I don't know whether he's one of them. I've not seen his name elsewhere. Cry for victory. Chaz 03 5475. Give yourself a name like that. I'm going to read out the whole thing. Just like with Chris 9708932. Sammy and crashing out, name a more iconic general. Just you wait. Just you wait. Space Days coming through final few corners. Well, a little bit of damage. You can see his end plate, and that's probably why he's run a little bit wide coming out. Final chicane. Across the line. Deal Monday. He's the last person across the line, but he won't be the last finisher. That'll be Jem, who has already been lapped. Ruben there with a very good answer. Very good answer there from Ruben. So we've got this one, and then I think I'm going to do another trio of races. I said I'd go till 10:30 UK time, and then you've got choice of streams. I mentioned Stadia Dad, obviously. MS Stadia Mum is in chat. Stadia Dad will be doing his TSI Friday late streams, and we've also got a triumphant return of Brian, Club Stadia, a guy I've also mentioned earlier on in the stream. Sent me that Outcasters invite, so you can guess what he's going to be playing. Another this race, round one's another trio of races in classic cars, I think. Sorry, just responding to. Sorry, I thought I'd be busy tonight. Who knows? Me. The other D is in Disto. It's the third race. So I crashed out of the last race. So I got points. Of course, I got points in the. Sorry, I'm trying to do so many different things at once now. Maximum top speed because it's Monza. There's barely any corners. Looks like it's going to be sunny all the way through. Out of 8276, 15 races, turn one. What could go wrong? Yes. Yeah, I know what you're saying. We're not doing Monaco. We might do classic cars, Monaco. What do we think, guys? There's 12 of you in chat. What do we think? Classic cars, Monaco. One of the final three races. I think that could be fun. This 970-832 can't make up his mind whether he's joining the lobby or not. Oh. I need to brake a little bit more from that chicane. Gerard GP, there's a good name. Gerard GP, you know, he plays Destiny 2, and Dead Online, and Lara Croft, and Outcasters. Or does he play F1? No. Why is he called Gerard GP? Oh, he's a doctor. Oh, okay. There's no one who works at a hospital or GP surgery who put their job title as part of the gamer tag, surely. Paramedic. I imagine a lot of people watching the stream are actually racing, so I'll give them a bit of time to respond. But yes, those of you that are in chat and not racing, what do you want? What do you want to see? Maybe I can classic cars around Monaco could be great. Gerard GP's left the session. I hope it's nothing I said. Blimey. Do I qualify like it? Gerard GP's joined again. Leaving, joining, leaving, joining, leaving, joining. Make your mind up. So that's an interesting grid. We've got Mikey, Epo, Adam8276. I'm going to say Adam8276 because that's your username in YouTube, and I love that idea. Have you already changed your gamer tag numbers? Snail Burst, Gem, Cheeseman, myself. Italians heading on their own track. Yeah, I noticed that as well. Kept back. Yeah, I outqualified Raikkonen. I'll take that. Outqualified Raikkonen. That really doesn't happen that often at all. There's nothing from there yet. Can't change the setup. I don't want to change the setup. Even though this means, can I just say, that livery next to me, absolutely love it. I mentioned earlier there was a livery that was sent to me for Stadia GP. And I said, well, it is that livery. Cheeseman, brilliant livery. Absolutely love it. I really hope you do well with that livery because it looks absolutely beautiful. Please don't run me off the track. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
Got Kev Beckham, third place finisher in the previous race. Kev Beckham had a very interesting ride into that corner. It was more, I'm going to turn in early. I don't care that you're on the inside of me. Two cars wide there. There's no way for me to get past, even though I had a much better exit than them and was faster. Cheeseman's retired. No! As a commentator from Stadia GP, I'm not really supposed to have favourites, but Cheeseman, your livery. And Eppo's come through to take fastest out, which means he's leading at the start. In 10th, I don't know. He was ghosting. But all I saw was a car getting closer and closer at quite a rapid speed. I just hit the brakes with an instinct. GP's left in session. Right, so now the field is a bit more spread out, a bit more fun. I'm trying to get the braking point right. And there's that was awful. And that, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's because of the damage I've got on the front wing. So notice on the right hand side, I'll try and clear the HUD. I can take them fastest out there, but you can see there's a little black smudge, and then on the left hand side you've got that nice black rectangle, which is the left hand side end plate. Now that helps a lot of the downforce, as I've mentioned before. So I'm aware I'm going to have a range of people in the audience. Some people will be Stadia racing community members, will know what downforce is, will know how it affects the cars. Others won't know. They'll just see these funny shaped things on the cars. You think, oh, what are they for? Well, they help give the car grip around some of these corners. One like that is actually a very good example. You go around that corner a lot faster in an F1 car with these wings than you would in a normal road car or even a high-powered supercar. Because of the effect the air has rushing over these wings, it's like an airplane wing, but turned upside down. The airplane takes off and flies because of the airflow above the wing and below the wing is different. It creates a pressure differential, and that gets the plane high. That's massively oversimplifying it, but for all intents and purposes, that's what it is. For an F1 car, it's exactly the same, but in reverse. So again, you've got the same pressure differential, but going the opposite direction.
Okay, clear.
And instead of lifting the car up, it pushes the car into the ground. That means the tyres are forced into the ground more, which gives them more opportunity to use the grip. So that means around corners you have to go a lot faster because of those wings. Well,
We need to catch up with the car ahead. The gap is around 5 seconds.
I'd love to catch up with the car ahead, but you know they keep crashing out. So you know, I was 6th the last time I got to that point in the lap. I'm now 4th. Because it was the 2 cars immediately in front of me that crashed, the gap's now 12 seconds to the car in front. And let's be fair, I doubt it'll be 11 seconds at the end of this lap.
The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:21.8.
I need to do that because there's a rumour going around that I'm one of the fastest people on F1 2020. That's far from the truth. Now, okay, I've got a bit of damage, but my fastest lap time, you can see at the top, is a 1:24.9 compared to the 1:21s that the guys out there leading the race have done. I might be reasonably good at this game. I'm far from the best. If you want the best, you look at guys like Viken. I didn't realise Viken cut the corner that much. Get a 15-second penalty. I know exactly what he did. That'll teach me. Yeah, these guys are fast ones. Your Adams, your JMP Dutch, Rykens. I came 4th there, largely through luck. But I wasn't involved in many of the big crashes. I did have some damage, but everyone else crashed in front of me afterwards, and I inherited a lot of those positions. So I can't say. I don't know about Cheeseman. I'd love to race against Cheeseman just because I'd love to just look at that livery all the way through. Yeah, some gravel there. That last corner wasn't my best. I got chatting and a little bit distracted, and all of a sudden, wow, I'm in the gravel. Drop that, Sammy. Don't drop that. Replipu. It's drive of the day. Congratulations. I'm just going to quickly check this. I believe we'll make this our final trio of races coming up. So thank you very much. Monday, you've left the session. If you're still in chat, you're still welcome to join. You're still welcome to watch along. If you're unable to race, then that's fine. Just watch along. Hopefully we'll put on a good event for you. Scanline has joined. Scanline, of course, another famous member of the Stadia racing community. Participated in the first Stadia GP. Drake Keekins, or I call him Dry because that's what he was called all night last night because of Sounds of Stadia. We get people leaving and joining, all sorts. Do some classic cars. I'm going to do proper classic cars, which means half of them actually existed before I was born. Come on. Yeah, I got third in that championship. Wow. Only 1 point off Adam. I think Adam joined a little bit later. We're going to assume Adam joined a little bit later, so I shouldn't have only been 1 point off Adam. But congratulations, Mikey, winning that free race mini championship. Right, I've got too many Twitter things. Too many Twitter things. So we're going to go through. I'm going to go for options. I'm going to go for C2, which is the good classic cars. And then I'm going to choose. So I'm going to be a little bit harsh. I'm going to choose the 1998 McLaren this time. 100% win rate. Yeah, Adam, you're very good at this game. You've joined us for a couple of Cloudy Play-alongs and you won fairly quickly. It was very impressive to watch. Now, racetracks. I said we'll finish with Monaco. Canada's also a decent one, which I haven't done for a while. It's got to be a classic track. Yeah, I think that's Spain, isn't it? Canada, Spain, Monaco? Yeah, I can't see any reason why we wouldn't do that. We get the feeling that a lot of people liked the 1998 McLaren. I also happen to know it's the same one. Bahrain is good racing. Oh, go on then. Yeah, Bahrain instead of Canada. Sorry, guys. I know we'd all readied up and everything, but because I like Bahrain as well. It's a decent track. I used to hold that record in time trials on Stadia Bahrain Short. I mean, someone beat me about 0.8 of a second, and I thought, no, I can't do that. But right, you can have it. So I got the second fastest lap time in Stadia GP. Not the Stadia GP. What am I talking about? Just letting my mouth run off. Partly because tell Google to set a music alarm back this time. I'm normally supposed to be going to bed by now. And pro tip, use. Scanline, you're quite right. The classic cars aren't equal. It's a bit of a shame. Don't know how you'd equalise it though. Use full traction control. That's what TC stands for in classic cars. If you don't already, yes, can confirm it is absolutely ridiculous. Trying to sort out the traction coming out of the corners. So go for increased top speed. I don't know what the setups are for classic cars. Increased top speed is what I use in the multiplayer cars and in the F1 cars. But classics obviously get less downforce in most days. I've gone for low downforce, increased top speed. That'll make me faster down the straights, but obviously a lot slower, but be difficult round corners. Scanline says he's using medium traction control, so be interesting to see what happens between myself and Scanline. Well, I can't remember what traction control I'm using. I think I can't be using traction control off. You can see I'm just squirming away through these corners. These cars never raced at Bahrain. Hey! Squirming through the gears. You can imagine what this feels like. Simulation with rollers and a force feedback wheels. Trying to look at what the camera change was. If I could work that out, I would have. Whoa! 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 You've got 5 laps of this in a minute, folks. I might change the next few races down to 3 laps, because I do want to try and finish at 10:30. If you do anything very carefully. No, I'm not going to say that. What's going on there? Adam says, I spun, so don't compare my time. Scanline puts it on pole. Medium traction control doesn't affect him, puts it on pole. I get 7th. How did I get 7th? How did I get 7th in that? I have to have a look. Scanline, I can. Oh, that's close. 18,000 a second. Snailburst, M92S, Gerard GP, Replipoo in 6th, myself in 7th, 3.5 seconds off Scanline's time. Kev Beckham, Mad Max, Gem, Odd 8276 who admits he spun, Sanjays, Kandara, Ashiboy, Elkral, Walden, John, Eeyore Monday, disqualified it says, and JMP Dutch with no time. Scanline says he nearly lost it a few times. I was very close and had to back out of it because I'm much more of a wimp than you guys are. I don't know how to control it. Adam 8276 and Scanline saying they're trading purple sector times, so there are fast sector times going on the second half of the lap. Presumably, Adam, your spin is in the first sector, probably coming out of that first corner. It's the only place I can see. Maybe through second one, through second corner. I nearly spun on the second corner, but I'm expecting this to be actually fairly lonely base because I'll have Adam blasting past me at some point. Keep an eye out for that. Turn 4, it says. Ouch. That wasn't the best getaway. I did scroll to the side, but I've got a decent run on people, braking early to avoid too much for collisions. And then staying very careful through there. Oh, someone's hit me. I'm doing that's a Grosjean. So who was that? Someone else in the Williams.
You have a lot of wing damage.
Great, but that's a fairly scary moment. If you guys know what happened in the Bahrain Grand Prix last year, that's a very tough place to crash. It's why I'm
box. We're
a
adjusting
little
the
bit
strategy.
nervous
Come in this lap.
racing around Bahrain. Go on, Viking. Nope. You overcook it. Okay. I even let you pass. It's alright, I'll muck up this corner. Go on, go on, go on, go on. I'm not racing you. I am so not racing you. What are you doing, man? I think my aim in this race, bearing in mind I am pitting, will be to not be the last placed McLaren MP4-30. Yes, I do know the car's name off by heart. Actually, no, I'm not going to pit just yet. I don't feel I need to. It's a lovely pink helmet in that Williams FW16P. Yes, I know that one as well. That's one of the Senna McLarens, I think. And we're leaving room on the outside of turn 4, which is more than Hamilton did to Verstappen a couple of weeks ago. Of course, Hamilton didn't have the knowledge that he was going to complete the move later on. Who's this? This is Raikkonen. Raikkonen, are you taunting me? Don't know what happened there, why you did what you did. I'm going to push you out wide there because, to be honest, you deserve it. You braked right in front of me at the start of the straight. Oh, hi, Gandara. I'm not always spinning. I've spun once in this race. Considering how bad the traction is, it's fairly impressive, actually. The stupid thing is I've got no front wing. But I don't notice any difference. I braked late for that corner, you know. I'm flat out there. I don't notice any difference. Staying in touch with Raikkonen. Bit of a scrum there. Now I'm starting to feel a lack of front wing. Letting the corner a little bit, going away with it. The 8276 for the fastest lap of 139. Not going to be near that.
Caution.
I reckon I'll be at 140 something until I cross the line. Pitching Gandara and Ashy boy. Getting past both of them.
Green flag. We're racing.
There you go, 142. That's perhaps a couple of seconds off. I suspect not having a front wing is having some effect. Fair enough, Elka. I braked a bit too early for that corner, obviously. Brake. Elka's doing very well in a car that should be a lot slower than this. He's staying ahead of me very well. SRC peeps, is Elka one of your guys? He's doing very, very well to keep that car ahead. I think I've got him this time. I don't want to say that was a good overtake. He should have been behind me a couple of laps ago, and I just wasn't able to make the move. He did very well to keep me behind as long as he did. Because these cars are not equal performance, which is why you saw so many people go for the McLaren that I'm driving. Because that being the latest car in this selection of classics means it is fastest, and I can't believe that. I did that because I shook my head to get a bit of hair away from my eye. Lost control and crashed. I can't put. Not my proudest moment. Adam takes the win in 92 seconds. Snail Burst is just coming up the final corner for third. Repli we are going to do the last couple of races at 3 laps apiece. And I'm going to be honest, no qualifying as well. I've realised that took about 20 minutes, which means we could be streaming until Saturday at this rate. Check that one. Yeah, Scanline finishing 5th. JR GP 6th. Raikkonen in 7th. Some damage on Raikkonen's front wing, but I'm not sure. Scanline says that car's impossible. You're welcome to change it to one of the other ones. But yes, the classic cars are very different, especially when you get used to racing as the F1 cars, the modern day ones. The classics are much different. Jem Walden in 10th, Ishiboi in 11th, Sanjay is 12th, Eeyore Monday 13th, Gandara just went across that line, that bright pink helmet goes well with his livery, you'll see that over the weekend. Jem says thanks for the game, sweet dreams. Thanks very much for joining. If you're able to watch the last few rounds, classics around Monaco should be quite a spectacle. As Kev Beckham is coming around the final corner. That is the car. I talked earlier about Active Aero. That is that car. Finishes 16th and last, but he does finish, which is more than you can say from me and a couple of the others. Congratulations, Adam. Drive of the day as well. He mentioned he spun out in qualifying, so clearly didn't have the best qualifying result. Did win the race. So I'm going to be moving to no qualifying 3-lap races for a final few. What did I say we had? I can't remember what we put down for second track. Spain. And then Monaco. Interesting. we got a lot fuller suddenly. It's the SRC finished their daily League race. Had some. They wanted to enjoy a few more races, so they thought they'd come into my lobby. Why not? Once you players in the lobby, so you'll notice qualifying is turned off. The starting grid is set to random. Some of these faces are meme worthy. Oh boy. Same cars. If you want to change cars, Adam, then be my guest. I quite like it when there's a nice varied grid on there. But you look at that top 5 of 98 McLarens. Then you've got Benetton, 90 McLaren, 90 Ferrari, another 90 McLaren, 88 McLaren, 90 Ferrari, 96 Williams. So we've got a decent mix in there. I'll take the 2020 Mercedes. No. If you wonder what my faces are for, I'm looking at various things. Twitter, got all sorts of things happening on the screen in front of me. Twitter, stream, actual game, all sorts of stuff. Earlier, the Google Home went off. I'd show you a picture of my setup right now, but it's very messy. I kind of want to show it off when it's clean. Ruben wants for 2021 Red Bull. Do you? Do you? I don't think it's as clear as that. I don't think the 2021 Red Bull is as fast and as dominant as everyone else seems to believe right now. Mercedes had a very good day at practice at the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix earlier today. It went very well for them, thank you very much. Cutting right in front of him and slowing down. I don't know what position I started with. No, I'm 7th now, 6th. Cleanest start to a 20-player race I've ever had. Ever. Which is incredible when you consider how different all the cars are. Oh, just avoids. Oh no! No!
All right. Well,
I am sorry. I am sorry.
yellow flag.
You know what's annoying though is I brought my way up to second and I was gonna see if I could actually chase down Adam. I don't think I'd be able to, but it would have been fun to try because I don't think I've had many races against Adam. Hey. Now I'm stuck in the midfield. But yeah, I slid out and I did hit someone. I do apologise for that. M92S, that's not the way the corner goes. Hoover says what happened there. Yeah, that was on me. A really frustrating thing is I was going really well up until that point. 20 cars and I've managed to pick my way through a lot of them to get up to second. Adam on pole. Your chat message didn't go through, Adam. I did see that. Maybe a mod can approve that. Go on, go on. I seem to be a lot better at breaking into that corner than anyone else.
Okay, clear.
Should do time trial in Barcelona in this car and see what it comes out as. Get through that corner. I undercut someone with ghosting, right? I have no idea what you're referring to. You might have to
has front wing damage.
time clip it.
Downforce. Keep pushing.
Because I don't trust the downforce. Don't trust the downforce.
This is your final lap. Final lap of the race.
This is final lap. I said it's 3 laps, didn't I? And 2S there. Sideways, obviously he's spun. I'm cutting the grass on the inside of that corner. That's the other thing you can use those front wings for, of course, cutting the grass. LGNZH is a German contact, isn't he? Whoa! Big slide coming off throttle to correct it, and that's cost me any chance I might have had to get past that through. I'll keep M92S behind me. 8276 crosses the line to take the win, largely uncontested, so I believe he started on pole. Yeah, Ruben, you can show that word.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
About a second. Oh, Scanline said he had to make his way through the Sea of Carnage. Yeah, I made my way through it quite well and then made a mistake all on my own and caused another Sea of Carnage. You had to make your way through. Time clip it after stream. Yeah, I'll try and find out. I might have ghosted through someone, or someone might have ghosted as I went through. That happens. So, final race of the night coming up. And as with tradition on Charlie Play-Alongs, it is Monaco. We're going to do classic cars. I won't set it to wet. I'll keep it to dynamic weather. So if it's wet, that's by chance. 276. I haven't seen suit in a while. But that's it. Behind. Halfway. No, about a third of the way through the first lap, I was in second, and I don't think I'd have beaten Adam, but I certainly would have given it a good shot. Ruben said he likes it wet. Why am I getting an email from Volkswagen? Vauxhall. Yeah. Test drive. I can't drive. Turning the wet is fine. Really, a lot of other people don't like Monaco. I thought it'd be a nice, fun way to end the stream. We're not supposed to be flat out professional racing. Yeah, just enjoy it. Adam says sim damage. No. I have done that. Sim damage in the wet at Monaco, and it's as chaotic as you imagine it. just three laps to finish off, and we'll be ending the stream probably by 10 to 11 here, and 10 to midnight in Europe. I know we've got Ruben, a few other viewers in Belgium and Netherlands. If you're in the US, it's whenever, it could be anything. Of course, you could also be viewing this from the east. States, hello, thank you very much for joining. Getting a much better start because my car is just naturally a lot quicker. But this is the problem in Monaco. Although Lupo doesn't seem to have a problem. He's got a problem getting past Sanjay.
Okay, you have some front wing damage, but not enough to justify a stop in the remaining laps.
I just heard a crunch behind me. No idea. So I don't know what position I started in. I think I started pretty near the back, which means which one of you two was that?
Caution, caution. Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Scanline takes fastest lap, leading at the end of lap 1. Nice fine corner onto. This isn't even the start-finish straight. It's not a straight at all. There are no straights in Monaco. It's all corners. That's why it's so difficult to overtake. I've got to work out a way past that. Thankfully, it looks like he makes mistakes, so I don't, but with moments to get an itch. Again, he's making mistakes, going into the tunnel. The car can actually drive upside down at these speeds on the roof of that tunnel. Stay close to him, stay close to him. He's going to... Close your eyes, kids. I suspect I might get some abuse for that. So I'm not commentating on this because it's difficult to concentrate. Especially when you know what's coming. He's able to just avoid it, I think. That's fairly certain that Kaku is going to aim for me going into the swimming pool. Absolutely mind on this track because, well, what do you think? Adam 8276 retired. He's meters away from the line, it looks like, which means
yellow flags ahead. No over.
podium at Monaco in the classics. Replipu gets driving today. There you go. It was worth it. I'm a bit sorry. A little bit sorry. Oh, but I think that will be the end of it for me. Or at least the end of it for me today. Adam says he tried to DNF over like quite work, did it? I'm not complaining. I got a podium at Monaco. Classic cars against you guys. I'm crap against you guys. Look at that. I'm 127 compared to what Mikey got to 124. Adam, your fastest lap is 128. Why is your fastest lap slower than my fastest lap? Why? What? How did I? I've got no idea. Actually, no, I'm not going to leave the session because I want to see who won this free race championship, and then I'll close up the stream. Not wing damage, he says. Okay, fair enough. There you go. Adam with wing damage is only about a second slower than me. Speaking of Adam, congratulations winning that free race championship ahead of Scanline. Replipu gets third. Ashy Voice fourth, 1 point ahead of me in fifth. Mikey, Sanjay, Gandara, Lupo, Your Monday, and Kev Beckham rounding out in 11th. And I was trolling Scanline. Okay, so there you go. So with all of that, Adam's only 1 second slower than me. If that doesn't prove how good these drivers are, I don't know what will. Il Monday, thank you very much for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. And you know, if you've got bitten by the bug, we do regular play-alongs on Cloudy Perchance Games. I'm going to exit the game and move over to my webcam. Thank you very much for joining. The fun's not over this weekend. The Stadia GP is going ahead on Saturday at 6:30. We go live with our pre-show for qualifying, with the event itself starting at 7. And that's the same schedule for the race. Sunday, 6:30 p.m. UK time, the race starting at 7. Hope to see you all there. If you haven't got F1 2020, or if you've only claimed it through Stadia Pro and you want to be able to play it when you don't have Stadia Pro, we will be holding a giveaway, F1 2020 on Stadia, of course. So join the Sunday stream, participate in chat. There'll be a code you put in, and then we'll give away the code at some point during that race. And maybe we'll see you on Stadia GP number 3. Otherwise, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you very soon on Sammy on Stadia, Sammy in the Cloud, Stadia GP. It's far too late. I shouldn't be talking. Bye.